But you know, if I have 10 or 15 minutes, I'll.
Yes, definitely. Welcome to Multimedia Magicians. My name is Abhijit. Before we proceed, everyone turn on your cameras. We have a full agenda first. Before we start out, this club is formed so that we can take advantage of audio, video, podcast, graphics, and music to take our presentations to the next level. Today we have two parts. First is our lightning slides. Let me call upon our lightning slides leader, Kenneth. It's all you, sir. You can share your screen too.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you, Abhijit. Let me go test that my screen share is working correctly. So our theme for the day is photography. And so with the theme of photography, today we are going to look at Time Magazine's top 10 most influential photos. Now, when it's your turn on the lightning slide, you can say, you know, how it's historically relevant, what it means to you. If you don't know the tie-in, just what does it conjure up for you? Where does it take you? So I am going to go ahead and begin. And I would like to call on Ravi because he looks ready to talk. So Ravi, if you wanted to take the 30 seconds and tell us about this photo.
This picture is taken in New York, probably on the Rockefeller Tower or Empire State Building. Here, the workers are taking a break, sitting on top of the ledge and eating their afternoon lunch. The greatness of this picture is this construction had very less accidents at that time. And, you know, this is how the life of New York is at that point of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Next up, I'd like to call on Nora. Nora, why don't you tell us about this one? You're on mute, Nora.
Very interesting picture, man against tanks. This gentleman has decided that he's going to stop the tanks single-handedly. He believes in peace, and he's had enough of war, fighting, killing, and he's decided single-handedly that if he sacrifices himself, that perhaps they'll get the message. It's really a peace symbol saying, please, let's stop all the war and let's stop all the fighting. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora. Next up, Abhijit, why don't you take this one?
I've always dreamed of going to the moon. Day before yesterday, we just went for a moon hike where we started our hike later in the evening where we could see the moon rise. Now, one day I want to flip that. I want to see the Earth rise from the moon surface. I'm looking forward to how blue it looks. The moon looks very white, but the Earth, maybe it looks blue. I'm excited to see how it might turn out.
Oleta, why don't you tell us about this one?
Oh, those were the good old days before the guys were going off onto their ships and they were just snagging up girls right on along the sidewalk because they just had to get one last kiss, because this had to be during the wartime. You can tell because of the way they're dressed. And I think they just wanted to at least go away with one fond memory before they went off to battle. But yeah, good times, buddy.
Let's see, Pooja, tell us about this one.
Here it is, life of a mother, wondering when will this end? The crying children on their shoulders, someone's throwing their toy, someone's hitting another one and telling them it's okay, you should not cry when you get hit. Another child is in her lap and she's daydreaming of a time when life is simpler and nobody depends on her and she can sit on the sofa without worrying about someone it's not on it.
Right. Satish, can I call on you for this one?
Yes, thank you. The man that changed the course of a country with a simple idea of nonviolence and reliant on self. One of the most inspiring figures that is so well known all across the world, and truly created a movement with a simple idea.
Arnie, would you like to tell us about this photo?
Oh, thank you. This is Muhammad Ali, or Cassius Clay, and he proved to the world that he is, or I am, the greatest, and knocking down Liston in 3 or 4 rounds. He lived up to that promise to himself that I am the greatest, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. It's worth the words that you say motivate you, give you strength, it gives you energy to fulfill the mandate of those words. The desire is there, the words are there, and of course, the triumph, the thrill of victory through words. He is the greatest.
Jenny, can I call on you for this one?
Sure. Looks like a nomad girl in some area where she would really benefit from donations for updating her wardrobe, where hopefully it's not too cold since she can survive with a few rags, but clearly she's concerned about something with that big stare. So I think I'm out of time, so back to you, right?
Thank you, Jenny. And then, let's see, Jamal, can I call on you for this one?
Yes. This is the time, inventions, when it comes to inventions and creativity, there we have to take risk. And these brothers took risk. And today we have airplane because of the risk that was taken. So they had a vision and they created something out of the vision, and it was a great success. Always try out something that you want to try out, take risk, because eventually you will build on it and it'll evolve and it'll benefit everyone. Just like this airplanes and what the brothers did.
Thank you very much, Jamal. Yes, there's a notable fact where a journalist said that humanity wouldn't achieve air travel for 100 million years, and then 9 days later they actually took off at Kitty Hawk. So it was definitely interesting to see expectations versus reality. Thank you guys for sharing the story behind these different photos. It's very interesting to see how these photos are, they're the most circulated photos in America, as it were, and they each tell an interesting story. So thank you for participating in the story today. Back to you, Toastmaster Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Kenneth, for sharing those wonderful pictures. It felt like I was going back in history. Today we have 2 speakers. Our first speaker is Ravi Adusumilli. This is his Innovative Planning Level 4 speech, question and answer session. The purpose of this project is for Ravi to learn about and practicing facilitating a question and answer session. He will give a speech, we can ask him questions, and then after that, we will have a round robin feedback for Ravi. Ravi Adusumilli, my multimedia journey. My multimedia journey, Ravi Adusumilli.
Thank you, Abhijit. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ravi, and I am part of Multimedia Toastmasters, and I am a paid member. But you don't see me very often. But I watch all the recordings, and my multimedia journey has begun with Multimedia Toastmasters, and I will share all the tools that I'm using and what did I learn from this club. Now, I would like to take you through my journey of multimedia from the eyes of my audience. First, I will start, what am I doing? How am I doing it? I will show my first pilot video. Then I'll talk about it. What did I learn? Show you a second video of 1 minute. How did I change it? And finally end with a current video. So I started a YouTube channel called Andhra Program. The objective of this project, the objective of this channel is to identify and expose all the leaders in my state who are violating their oath to the Constitution. The strategy is the goal of my channel is to make Jagan lose at the ballot box. That is the goal. The strategy is to provide videos which are below 5 minutes, explaining logic and motivating people to change. In short, this is a political social channel. Currently, I have made 13 videos, and one of my video recently got 1,000 views. And on an average, I am going on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. That is where I am. Now, why am I doing this? Now, how many of you like superheroes? My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. Imagine Spider-Man who has superpowers, Thor who has superpowers. Imagine them not using their superpowers and just sitting on the couch and watching TV. That would be a sad story. Now I realize that we all can develop superpowers. And the superpower that I am working on is speaking. Imagine if your thoughts, emotions, eyes, mouth, and actions are perfectly in sync. I don't think anybody will ask for any more superpower than that. Just controlling all your senses. Now, after participating in many contests and being part of Toastmaster for a while, I improved these capabilities. And I was not able to sleep well because I felt so underutilized of my powers. So I started this channel. Andhra Program, my channel, is a socio-political awareness channel. I shared the objective, goals, and strategies. Now, this idea has been in my mind for a very long time. And in order to test the water, I released my pilot video, which is a 5 minutes video. And I will show the beginning of it for 1 minute, and then we will stop. I will show what I learned and how I evolved. Let me share. This is my channel, which has 13 videos. This is the first pilot video that I have sent out. Welcome to Andhra Program. Today we'll be talking about Jagan's free money. Can you guys hear me? I can't see that. Abhi?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Recently, I spoke to my economics professor and he asked me, where are you from? I said, Andhra Pradesh. He said, oh, you guys are getting free money. Do you know anybody who is getting free money? What are they doing? And how are they spending the money? My friend Aparav is getting free money. We are giving free money as in financial incentive for farmers, pension for elderly women, financial incentive for taxi drivers, and pension for women above the age of 40. And I don't know what is Apparao doing with his money. This is my pilot video, and I mostly shared it on my Facebook and my friends. I have got around 200 views and 30 comments and appreciations. However, what I learned is speeches in Toastmasters are different from speeches on a video. In Toastmasters, you are in the room, and no matter what I speak, you have to stay there and listen. But in a video, you can just skip. Now, in this video, all my friends were watching it because of my reputation, but almost 90 to 80% of the viewers have stopped watching this within first 30%, means around 130, around 50, 40 seconds. They stopped watching the video 40, 50 seconds. Now, what happened there? If you look at this video, I started with a classical story motive. I started with a story, but YouTube people don't like hearing to a story. They want to know what are they going to hear before even I talk about what I'm going to say. They want to know if it is relevant for us. First point. Second point, they want to know what is the length of this video, how much time I am committing to watch this video. They need that. 2. 3, they need change in the settings. These are the 3 things I learned that they basically need. Now, I want to analyze what are my advantages that I'm getting into the stage. What is my competition looks like? Why am I good at making videos? First, I write a script. Many of the people on YouTube, they don't write script. They look at the script. I can speak for 5 to 7 minutes without looking at the speak and without repetitions. I'm very concise. I have a good body language. These are the things that I learned. Now, what I don't know, what I don't have is editing skills. This is a single short video. It doesn't need to be single short when you're going on YouTube. I need to learn video skills, editing skills, and cutting skills. So let me see. Yes. Okay. So for my second video, I did not want to go for 5 minutes. I went for only 1 minute videos because the strategy is to invite everybody into 1 minute videos and then slowly post a higher length videos. I want to improve my ethos with 1 minute videos, getting my audience engaged. Then they would listen to me when I speak for an hour. So let's look at my second video. Okay, this is my second video. This is very short. Let's look at it. I need to increase the volume.
Yes.
One reasons why Jagan is a failed CM. All caring leaders should protect the lives of their people. Jagan's careless handling of corona pandemic killed tens and thousands of people. This is the reason why Jagan is a careless leader. Andukane anna manam the failed CM. We should all vote for better protection from pandemics. Okay, now this is my second video. If you notice, it has additions in it. It has a timer in it. It has the opening and ending. Now, I made a short video which has opening, ending, and a conclusion. And if you notice at this video, I said 1 out of 101 reasons why Jagan is a failed CM. Just by this statement, people know that there are 100 of other things. And if they like, they can go to the channel and watch. I really don't have to tell please follow and come and watch. One. Second, I added a timer to let them know how much time do they invest. Third, in the first 10 seconds, I told them what am I going to say. And if they want to listen, they can continue. Now, one more thing I did here is to connect with the audience. I am from a state called Andhra Pradesh, and we speak a language Telugu. So I added Telugu jokes and slangs into my second video. This video I have done using OBS. I recorded using OBS, and I have used video editing software called InVideo. Both of these things I learned from the recordings in this club. Okay, now I want to take you to my final video, which is the latest one, and see the difference, and we'll see what happens. After that, I will pause for questions, and then, okay, let's do it. Let me check the volume again. I don't know how to. All leaders should provide basic needs like clean water, food, and shelter. Jagan refused to provide basic needs by closing.
We can't hear it, Ravi.
Yeah.
Did you share sound?
Yeah. Oh, did I share sound? Stop sharing. Share again. Yeah. Hold on. I made sure. Let me check for a minute before I do that. Thank you for letting me know. You still can't see here, right?
Still very low.
Provide basic needs like food and shelter. Jagan refused to provide basic needs by closing Anna Canteen. This is the reason why Jagan failed to provide basic needs. అందుకనే అన్న మనం ది failed CM. Should all vote for providers, not for refuse. Now, okay, if you can see in the third video, the video has 3 cuts. However, the delivery is a single point. I just delivered, but I made sure the video looks like 3 cuts in order to engage people. Now, the difference between the second and third is I improved lighting. I changed my camera. I bought a new light, and I started using a new video editing tool called Weed-In. Now, there are some problems with the old editing tool. That is the reason I moved on. Now, I would like to open up for questions before I conclude my speech. I would like questions on the content or on the thought. I haven't shared about what I really did and the work. This presentation is about how audience see me. Abhi, can I have questions now, please?
Go ahead, Ali.
Yes, Rob. What do you think? What improvement did you make in your second video, and also in your third video? And why did you change those? Was your third video more compelling, more effective? And so therefore you succeeded in your journey from first, second, and third video?
Yes. The difference between second and third video. Okay. First, the third video has a better camera. I'm using my phone camera. I'm not using my real camera. My phone camera is better. I increased on my lighting. I bought a new light, which is the round light behind the camera too. And in the third video, if you notice, it is actually 3 parts. It has 3 cuts. I shot the video 3 different, opening is a different cut. Then I have a slash. I have my speech, and then I have a conclusion. And between these 3 cuts, I added, they're called transition videos or transition slides. And in the 3rd video, I started showing a little bit emotion and smile on the camera. And anything specific you wanted to ask? Okay, Satish?
Hey, Ravi, why wouldn't you use something like iMovie?
iMovies?
Yeah.
iMovies, I haven't tried. We could try iMovies. I got introduced to InVideo, so I started there. And the problem with InVideo is 60% of the time my audio and video are out of sync. See, so I have to move to video in. And those 2 tools are very close in terms of editing and almost no learning curve.
All right. Thank you. Sorry if I jumped the line. I didn't see the
No,
hand.
no, please. Yes, please. Next
Kenneth?
question.
Why did you go with the short form content in YouTube Shorts? Why not longer form content?
Yes. I wanted to improve my ethos with short content. I want my audience to know that I am worth listening for even 1 minute. Then I can increase my content to 5 minutes. Point number 1. Point number 2, making a 5-minute video is a little bit tougher. And making 1 minute, 2-minute videos are very, very easier too. But objective is to get into 5 minutes videos slowly. Okay. Yogi?
How did you come up with what you needed to improve? Because from 1 to 2 to 3, you find some topics or some things that you needed to improve. So how did you come up with those things to improve?
The first one is pilot. I'm testing the water. I wanted to see what people like, which is a 5-minute video. And I learned people are not staying long enough. And if people wanted to watch me, if people who do not know me want to watch me, it has to be a short video. So I have changed my video to fit Facebook and Instagram. In the second, how did I know? YouTube has these tools and they will tell how many views are you getting, where are the viewers dropping off, and things like that. And then I started talking to my friends. I started analyzing which of my content is getting more views, and some people laughed at it. In the 3rd video, I started adding jokes. If you see in the transitions, I spoke in my native language, Telugu. They're actually satires on myself. For example, in the 3rd video, the joke is, why don't you come to India? We'll see about you. So I'm actually threatening myself in my own video. That is a satire there. So did I answer your question, Yogi, or you wanted to know more? Any specific?
Just quickly, just very curious. So who are your feedback providers? Who actually provide you those that this video, this content was good, this is not good? How do you go about collecting those?
Number of views, number of likes, and some of my friends comment on that. And if the video is good, you will get a hate comment. That is my biggest feedback. I love to get more hate comments.
Can I piggyback on that question?
Give me 1 second, Arnie. We'll go to Nora and Jamal, and then we'll come to you. Nora, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I didn't get to hear the last 2 videos. I feel like I missed something. Is that this is something technical? Because I could hear the first video, but the last 2 I couldn't hear.
So all these speeches are basically socio-political. I am not supporting a party in my videos, but I am not supporting the existing party. I'm actually criticizing my existing leader in all my videos. And I want people to vote in a certain way. And all my videos end with saying we should vote for unity, not for divide. We should vote for protection, not for negligence. That's the ending. Yeah.
Yes. And Nora, your question is actually, we could not hear the last 2 videos because there was some technical issue from Ravi's side. That's why we could not hear that
Abhi, even the
Yeah.
second video is not visible, audible well?
The audio was very low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Jamal, next question.
Ravi, and this is pretty good, especially for Toastmasters. One question for you is, has the supporters of the existing leaders seen it? And if so, what challenges are you facing from them? And then I'll ask you follow-up questions after this.
So Jamal is one of my first pilot video feedbackers. I sent my video to Jamal and she watched it and gave feedback. So she knows the story when I started it. Okay, now this is the thing. My state is Andhra Pradesh and most of the people speak Telugu, but many of them also speak English. Now I want to get in touch with them first, for the English speaking people. And there is a reason for that. Second, I might get into trouble with this, Jamal, but I might get into trouble if I have 1 million views.
Thank you. Now,
Jamal, we'll come back to your question next. I think we have
Okay.
1 more minute. Arnie, your last question. Arnie?
Yes, sir. Thank you. It seems that your video process is a one-man job, and that's yourself. Did you have any reference editor to edit and help you improve your video 1, 2, and 3?
No, Arnie. We are all one-man show. Script writer, editor. I even like my own videos for the first time. So I want to, Abhi, I want to share something if you
Sure.
have, or
Yeah, we have 30 seconds until Nora turns red.
okay. So, but I still have my conclusion.
Yep.
Multimedia journey, 58 BI. What is it called? Call sheet. Call sheet. Andhra program. Andhra. I haven't gone through, how am I doing this video? How am I planning these things? Okay. So,
Ravi,
yeah.
we are out of time.
Okay. So I would like to conclude my speech. Give me a minute.
Sure.
Now, India has been under foreign rule for over 200 years. And when I was young, I asked my grandfather, did you participate in the freedom struggle? He said, no, I did not participate in the freedom struggle. Mostly the freedom struggle happened in the north. I was very disappointed. Recently, my state, Andhra Pradesh, it's like California, it got divided into 2 states because of various reasons. And my daughter asked me, what did you do when this is happening? And I had no answer. Now, again, my state is under threat to get divided into 3 parts. This time, I am not letting it pass in my sleep. I am going to do everything I can. I'm going to do everything we can. I'm not going to let a new Hitler come in. I'm not going to let a 9/11 happen. And I'm not going to let a January 6th happen without me doing something. And you all can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. We will now move on to feedback section. I encourage you to give feedback to Ravi. We'll start with Alita.
Okay, well, first of all, I've never seen you before. You have an excellent presence. Your sincerity was just overwhelming. I could tell that this was something that your whole project was something that was near and dear to your heart. And you were very serious the whole time until after asking some of the questions, you actually kind of laughed and joked. And I could see that you were more human because you were so sincere about this. But what a great job you did of sharing your journey and I love the way in the beginning when you had your slideshow up while you're standing there. It was great positioning because you were not in the way at all, and it was right there. And you know, you guys are certainly a lot more involved in this multimedia stuff, but I thought that your presentation itself was just overwhelming. It was your emotion and everything was right there. I think this is a great project. Also, I was disappointed that I could not hear the last two videos. So I think that's something you'll need to have to work on when you're screen sharing. I think there's an advanced setting that picks up the sound, but that's something you'll have to look into. Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Thank you, Alita. Satish?
Hi, Ravi. Thank you very much for your presentation. As speakers, we are like, I believe we are like tour guides. We never should lose the tour group that we are leading. And so I say that because I want to share some things that you did really well as the tour guide and some things you could improve. And I'm going to be very candid, so please forgive me in the beginning, and I'll say that up front. You started by sharing a good description of what we should expect along this speech, and that was very well done. You talked about the before and after videos that you're going to share and what you saw as opportunities for improvement. And as Alita just shared, I think clearly you're very passionate about the topic. You could speak about paint drying, and I think people would listen. It's that kind of passion that you demonstrated. You're very authentic is what I mean by that. Love the connection you established, especially towards the end in the conclusion. You checked most of the boxes as a Toastmaster from a Toastmaster standpoint. All the vocal variety, the delivery aspect of it. Now let me go on to what could be better. Politics as a topic could be very shaky ground to be shared in Toastmasters. That's number one. So be careful about what you're sharing, especially if people cannot relate. I know about, and I'm originally from India. I don't know too much about Andhra at all. And so you have the danger of losing people along your speech. And I think it's fair to say I got lost a little bit, I'll admit, that I couldn't relate to the topic as much. So what's my recommendation? Pick a topic most people can relate to, which is not Andhra politics, but something that we all can relate to, even though your focus, you said that at the very beginning, it's about using the video creation tools. And fair enough. But if you can pick a topic that most people can relate to, I think you'll do yourself a favor. Second, politics, by the way, whether it's US or India, I don't care. It's a taboo topic in Toastmasters, and one we should never venture towards, because there might be people in this audience that like what the CM is doing. Then what, right? So you need to be careful. The other thing that I would love to see you do more is, I think you had challenges at times where you tripped in the delivery, which was a sign that you likely could use some more practice. So those two things I'll share with you as opportunities for improvement. Overall, I thought your passion and your authenticity, your delivery all came through. And I wish you all the best in your venture with this channel. Back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Satish. Gemma?
Ravi, I really liked your presentation. And when I saw your name in the description, when Abhijit sent out the email, I was like, in between meetings, I was like, I'm going to jump on it because Ravi has something important to share. I really liked that you used the passion that you have, and you shared with us all the tools that you used, and it was appropriate because it was multimedia, and the tools that Multimedia Magicians Club provided, you were able to use it for your platform. And thank you for sharing how you implemented it. Areas to improve, I would say I want to know the next steps. Now that you got a bigger hit with the third stage, I want to know what's your next plan. If you could incorporate that and then, you know, work on the technical part of it, I think you're going to amaze people like me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else want to give feedback? Arnie?
Yes, sir. Thank you. You are a good speaker, Ravi. I think the self-confidence is there, the aplomb is there. But in terms of your subject matter, you started on many subjects. I saw the thesis when you said I want to show a video of something else. Then you started into a scattergram technique. You went into channels, social and political channels. Then you went into the census, use of census. Then you went into political, social aspect. And then superpower. I don't know any connection of superpower in ourselves connected to your subject. And then you went to your economics professor of free money. I was looking a connection, a thread to keep this in one unified, coherent subject. I didn't see any. So next time, maybe be more unified, be more coherent, and see if it works that way. Scattergram technique just confuses the audience. And still, you're a good speaker. Back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Arnie. Anyone else? Thank you so much. We'll now move on to the next speech. Our next speaker is Viji Mahadevan. She is giving her icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for Viji to introduce herself to the club. Viji Mahadevan, traditions. Viji Mahadevan.
Thank you, Abhijit, for the introduction. I understand this is a multimedia club, as this is my first icebreaker speech, and I'm fairly new to the club. I do not have any multimedia that I'm using right now, so I'm just working on my speech. So here we go. Traditions. What comes to your mind when you hear the word traditions? Is it food? Was it a holiday? Oh, wait, maybe it was a special family vacation. Whatever it may be, I'm sure it gives you great comfort and brings a smile to your face, and you look forward to it every year. You see, I also have traditions. You heard me right. Not one, but many traditions. When my parents moved to Canada over 35 years ago from Sri Lanka, naturally, they continued all the traditions they grew up with and tried to teach their kids. One of these traditions is the 9-night, 10-day festival. My family calls it this holiday Navaratri. Nava means 9, Ratri means night, thus called Navaratri. Yet some calls it Dasara. On the 10th day is the victory celebration. Different people around the world celebrate this holiday differently. Growing up, the thing I dreaded about this holiday was all the preparation. It's pretty much doing spring cleaning from top to bottom to get the house ready for it. And the shopping, special items to be used during these 10 days. It's very stressful, to say the least. During the festival, there's a lot of chanting, singing, and praying, and other things. But what I did and still do like about this holiday is the food, especially on the 10th day. My mom would make all kinds of sweet and savory dishes. My favorite dish is a savory dish called vada. It's made using urd dal and it is fried. So yummy. My mouth is watering as I think about my childhood memories. What about you? Is your mouth watering as you think about your childhood favorite food? So good. Well, over the years, this holiday of mine has taken on many meanings for me. Now, fast forward to present day. I celebrate the same tradition with my husband and kids. However, I have modified this age-old tradition as my parents have, and I'm sure their parents have. Still, it revolves around food for me. That hasn't changed. I don't know about you, but I find it difficult to cook on a daily basis during non-holiday time. However, during this holiday, I make it a priority to cook every day. Not only do I cook for 10 days, but I cook something different every day. That too, without using any onions and garlic. And to top it all off, without tasting for flavor or salt while cooking. How crazy is that? Every year, I invite few friends, especially women, over for lunch or dinner, sometimes during these 10 days. I also give gifts for kids and all the women who come over to my house during those 10 days. Talk about stress. Anyone thinking, yeah, that's me during Christmas. You know what I'm talking about. You see, this celebration has its own agenda. Every year, it takes on its own shape and form. This year, I wanted to incorporate food service to those who need it the most. I was fortunate to have the opportunity to cook 2 full trays of pasta, and my kids were able to make 80 sandwiches to donate to feed the homeless. I say fortunate because I was able to make time or have the time to perform the service during my special time of the year. Now, this holiday is over. I'm moving on to the next one. Yes, all my holidays involve food and service. This has become my tradition now. In case you're wondering, my holiday season starts late August, early September, and just keeps going and going and going like an Energizer bunny till New Year. By New Year, I'm all holidayed out and I'm ready for vacation. I'll go into hibernation till next fall. What are some traditions you follow? What traditions you don't follow anymore? What traditions you wish you follow? Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you for sharing the importance of tradition for you in your life. We'll now move to feedback. Let me call upon Yogi to give feedback to Vijay. Yogi?
First, Vijay, I wanted to say it's an awesome speech. I cannot believe that this is your icebreaker. You were really great in your starting and you were able to bring us along your tradition path. So it's a great one. Just one feedback probably is, I could say is probably, I don't know if you were reading from a from a paper because we were missing that eye contact. So that would be my only feedback for you.
Thank you so much, Yogi. Rosemary?
Thank you so much. I cannot pronounce your name. Is Vijay?
Yeah, that's right. It's Vijay.
Okay. Vijay, I loved your presentation and I learned about you love food. That is one thing you love. I learned you love food. I also learned that you're a generous person because you even inspired your children to organize things and to share. So I love that natural thing about you. Your presentation was given, I would say, with a plum, and it did not sound like it was your first presentation, your icebreaker. It's like the ice was already broken and your speech just flowed from the introduction to your body and your conclusion. I love the rhetorical questions you ask us so that we can think. What I think you could have done better, we do not start our speech with an apology. You in Toastmasters, you are in control of your presentation. No one can tell you what presentation to give. So you just come in and you give us the presentation. Because if you did not say that, I would not know you do not know what to do. Especially the level of presentation we got. We do not do that. That's you come and you give what you have. I would have also loved to know how many children, what's the name of your husband? overall, I loved your presentation. I loved your gestures. For a person who is saying that they're just starting off, you had great gestures. Your facial expression was in tune with what you were saying. The only thing, well, the reading, probably you can study more and know what is coming up so you can give us your eye contact. But overall, I loved your presentation, and do not start with an apology. There's no need for that.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Nora?
Yes, VG, I really, really enjoyed your story about your traditions. You were very systematic in telling us the steps of preparing for the tradition. One of the things I would have liked to understand is what type of maybe foods that you cook. I know you cook for 10 days, and the overall thought about your traditions is to provide food and service. And I thought that was really great. One thing I think maybe you weren't aware of is that the movement, you were kind of moving forward and backwards. So you need to be careful of that in the future. But I really enjoyed your speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nora.
Thank you.
Kenneth, any feedback for VG? Arnie?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think this is not your icebreaker. I think it should be some more advanced speech. And I like the way you started your speech with a question, tradition. And then you went into the metaphor, the exact navarachi, the food that you prepare during this tradition. And then how you cook and when do you cook and how many days you try to practice this. I don't know if this is an ethnic tradition. And then you ask the question at the end, what traditions do you follow? I was thinking that your main idea there is a tradition. What is the significance of your tradition in terms of your ethnicity or cultural background? What does it do? Does it hold you together? Do you have fun and a celebration of your being together? The Barachi is good at the point where you say you have to cook more for the homeless and you make it more fun. And then, of course, what does some ingredients, no onion, salt. I want to see more that tradition as a source of unity, a source of fun, relaxation, a tradition that keeps you together as a family, as a cultural group. And Navarachi as a metaphor is good, but it needs more expansion or amplification. Otherwise, you're a good speaker. I think this is not your icebreaker speech. You're almost a pro, and keep on speaking. Back to you, Mr. Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Arnie. Thank you so much, everyone. We will now move to General Evaluator. Let me call upon Kenneth to give his general evaluation. Kenneth?
Thank you, Abhijit. So I really enjoyed the round robin feedback today. I wanted to call out, I really liked how folks like Nora and Arnie went and made sure they had like a 3-to-1 ratio of positives to constructives, especially on an icebreaker speech. I think that's really important to make sure that there's, not just nitpicking, that there's lots of really more positives and negatives. I really liked seeing that. Overall, I thought the evaluations today were very constructive, succinct. We had 2 speakers with us tonight who were very passionate and interested in what they were talking about, and I really enjoyed both of the speeches. Back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you so much. Let me get some guest feedback. Yogi, how was your experience today?
It was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed both the speeches. I learned something from the first speech where it's about like, how do you go about creating a YouTube video and what are the evolution steps? And I was very impressed with even the feedback that was given to the speaker, which is very constructive and something that they can act on, which is very important for a speaker to improve upon. And also the second speech that Vici gave was excellent. I couldn't still believe that it's an icebreaker speech. She is a pro, as all of us have been telling her. And I really enjoyed this experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gabriela, how was your experience? Gabriella? Rosemary, how was your experience?
Well, I enjoyed the presentation. I missed the first session because I was at another meeting. But when I came in, I enjoyed what was going on, and I loved the round robin evaluation. It keeps us on our toes and ensures that we listen, because there is no time like the normal meeting to prepare, but you listen. I love that.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you. Alita, how was your experience?
My experience is always good when I come here to be with you all. And VG, I thought it was great. I finally typed my comments to you in the chat. It was great. What a wonderful icebreaker. I pointed out that you have a lot of untapped potential. I could just see it. You've got you can take that and make so much with it. But what you have used at your speech was well organized. You have a beautiful voice. I could follow your story and it was so sincere. Both the speakers today really had a lot of good emotion that they shared, and I love this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pradeep, how was your experience, Pradeep?
Thank you, Abhijit. I just saw the second speech and I really loved it. Just 2 pointers for Vijay. One thing I loved it is the comparison with Christmas. It was relatable to most of us here. And the second point is you mentioned about customizing traditions to your taste, but I was more wanting to hear about how did that impact you or your family? Did it really matter? Some views about whether it worked for you. That was something which I was looking forward to in your speech was missing. Something you can add on for the next time. But I love this speech.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. We will now take roles for in 2 weeks. Kenneth? Nora is going to be the speaker 1. Anyone wants to be speaker 2? Satish?
Can I let you know by the weekend?
No.
Then I'll pass.
Yogi, you want to be a speaker?
Sure, it's going to be icebreaker speak.
Yes, that's fine. In 2
And
weeks.
then,
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm still slated. Yeah, I'm planning to give a speech in 2 weeks.
Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, awesome. Pooja can be the Toastmaster. Thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate it because I feel this meeting becomes fun. We try to do round robin because, you know, when we get feedback from more people, we get actually a lot of different things which we can improve. So thank you so much. You make these meetings very interesting. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We meet every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Have a good night.
I think.
Bye.
Bye.